Hi, this is Trey Lath from Genomes RS at personalgenomics.us. I'm going to give you a quick tip today on what an RSID is. When you go to a 23andMe site, you will see lots of information about your DNA. And for example, here is some reported information about my risk for coronary heart disease at 23andMe. You'd find something similar at other sites that you might be using. If we scroll down, you will find that this information, or my risk, is based on a single location in my DNA, and this is given a number. They call it the marker here. It's synonymous in this case for SNP. The number is given RS, and most of the numbers you will see will start with RS and then a number. RS means reference SNP. SNP stands for single nucleotide polymorphism, so let's deconstruct that, or a variation, polymorphism, in my DNA nucleotide that is simple or short. And all an RSID is a number that's given to a location in my DNA that varies from individual to individual. So let's go to the home of all DNA information, or not all, but much of the information that you will see, and then it gives the number, and this is at the dbSNP database, or the database DB for single nucleotide polymorphisms, as they say here, short genetic variations. This is housed at the National Center for Biotechnology Information. Now, we are not going to look at this too long because this is for scientists and research, and it's a little bit esoteric and complicated, but let's take a look at the record for this. So I just typed in the RSID. I can go to the database, and you will see here a basic summary of this information. This is the DNA that is in this location before and after the variation. The variation, this one location, can change from A to G. So it can be either G or A in this one location. So it's a single, it's a nucleotide, and it's a change or a variation, an A or a G. So that's why it's called a SNP. And so this SNP is then reported. It's given a number. Let's look at the record for this. You're going to ignore 99% of this right now. It's giving classes and heterozygosity and lots of words that we won't need to know. But basically, as you see here, if we scroll down, there are lots of different research studies that look at different populations in this location in the DNA, and they find that there is a variation from individual to individual. It can be A or G in this location. So they take all these, or SS, which means submitted SNP. So somebody submitted this. They looked at a population. They found, hey, it's either A or G in this location, and they reported it. And some might find it's A or T. So there are three different possibilities for that location, but in this case there's only two so far found across the different populations in these studies. So then they take all that information for that location in the DNA and they give it a number and then a record. Now, like I said, this is going to be a little bit difficult to understand, so we're going to go to a place that might be a little bit more straightforward for you, SNPpedia. SNPpedia is a human-created, kind of like a Wikipedia, except for SNPs. And so here you'll find information about RSIDs in a little bit better format. So let's type in our RSID here and click Go. And now we'll find here is that location in the DNA that has a variation in it. And as you see, this SNP, RS blah blah blah, is one of the several clustered together in a region of the chromosome 9 that has been linked to increased risk for heart disease and potentially diabetes. If you scroll down, it will tell you much more about it. And these studies, as you see right here, these are many different studies. And so you can check back here to find out if more studies come out later. 23andMe, of course, and your other sites will report that also, but here's also a good place to check it out. There's also links to many other databases, and again, many of these are going to be difficult to get, to understand, but lots of information like GoPubMed, etc., and Scholar that might be useful to find more information about that specific variation. So that's a quick one for today. I'll come back again and we'll do some other tips on SNPs and variations and all those other things we need to know.